Hi, Concord here. So today I just want to talk about second-hand hi-fi gear. Now I picked up this Harman Kardon HK3380 from a lady, and I really feel like I lucked out with this amplifier. It was going really cheap, and I thought, wow, she just wanted to get rid of it. She upgraded to a Marantz amplifier, and this had been sitting in her garage for some time. And when I looked at it, I went, wow. And she had it covered, which is even better, so dust didn't get in. And what I did notice about this unit when I got it home is that, there was hardly any scuff marks on top. There was hardly any scuff marks on the side. So this unit has been well looked after. She's told me she just had it in a TV unit, and it sat there, and she regularly kept it dust-free by wiping the dust off the top. And that's something I noticed when I got it home, is that when I looked inside, there was hardly any dust. Now, I did at the time, when I got this, it was in her garage, but I did look through the top grill to see how much dust was in there, and I couldn't notice much at all. Now, I was going to shine my torch down at the time and have a look inside the grill, but I could kind of see that there wasn't much. But when I got home is when I really, truly went, wow, there's hardly actually any dust at all. And so she really did look after this. And that's one thing, when you're buying a second-hand amplifier, just check to see, was it a dust-free environment? Just have a look inside and just have a look around the unit itself. Like, if you look at the back here, well, it's basically, look, the unit's in really good condition. There's one little scratch there, but for how old the unit is, like, damn, it's, well looked after. I actually noticed when I've actually undone some of the speaker terminals there, but I actually asked her, because I noticed when I first picked it up, all the speaker terminals were actually locked. And I said, oh, did you have banana plugs? And she said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, oh, on the end of the speaker cable, you get these terminals. And she showed me the speaker cables, and yes, she had banana plugs. And I thought, wow, that's probably why the speaker terminals are also in good condition. One thing I also noticed is that she actually left the protective film on the front of the unit. So if I take this off, it will basically look brand new. So I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So she really did look after this unit. And don't hesitate, if you're buying this off someone, don't hesitate to ask them, look, how often did you use this unit? And this is what I mean by I kind of lucked out, because she said, look, I would actually use this once or twice a week, and I'd only listen to CDs. And I went, right. And she goes, so it just stayed in the TV unit, didn't get moved around. I had my Yamaha 5-disc changer, and I still listen to CDs this day. And I just wanted a new amplifier because I wanted to be able to stream from my phone. And I said, oh, okay. And she goes, but funnily enough, she said, I actually still listen to CDs more than I do streaming. She just preferred it. I went, yeah, fair enough. And so I managed to, get this Harman Kardon unit. I'm really happy with it. And I had a Harman Kardon back in the day, and I think it was the AVR 4500, and I was really impressed with it. I find Harman Kardon and Marantz similar. And what I say about that, if you're a bit of a music lover, like you're listening to music more than you are watching home theatre, so if you're like 70% music and 30% movies, Marantz and Harman Kardon, I just find their amps are quite musical. And when it comes to home theatre, it lacks a bit of punch. But if you're into your movies and less music, then I would probably go a Denon or maybe an Anthem. That's just me. To my ears, that's how it sounded. I just found the Marantz a bit more musical. I've got Marantz now in my home, and I actually find for music it sounds great, but for home theatre, I don't know, it sounds a little bit thin. But that's just me. That could just be my ears, probably hence why I've got 2 subwoofers. But and that's how I found the Harman Kardon. I actually found them musically, they sounded really good. And home theatre, but I thought, wow, this Harman Kardon amp. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to have a little 2-channel setup elsewhere in the house. And, but that's what I look for in a second-hand receiver. I just see how many scratches it's got on it. And, it's dust-free. And the other thing is, when you're buying second-hand, don't hesitate to ask them, say, can I just plug it in to make sure it turns on at least? And the other thing is, I will say is that you may disagree with what I'm saying here, is if I'm buying this second-hand at a garage sale, I'm buying it quite cheap or at a shop, and it's quite old, there's going to be no warranty, and it might work for a week, might work for only 2 weeks. I guess that's the risk sometimes when you buy old gear. It's just something to be mindful of. So this might last 2 weeks, might last 3 weeks, but we'll see how we go. When I asked the lady, I said, so it wasn't when you finished playing. That's another question to ask. Like, so look, when you finished, did you turn it off, or is it an amp that stayed on all the time with the TV, so it just got constant use? If something got constant use, like they used it for TV viewing and they're watching TV and it just stayed on all the time, it's fine. But for me, I'll be like, I might stay clear of that one, because it's just been on all the time, and I don't know if the soldering will start to wear, or I don't know. That's just me. I'd probably just stay away from it. But look, secondhand gear, it's a good way to start off and get your physical media stuff going. And I really lucked out with this one, and it turned on. I'm really happy with it. It's in amazing condition, and every so often you can luck out. But look, I have brought refurbished gear in the past. I've brought some. Actually, if you look at my Macintosh, when I got my Macintosh power amp, what I had before was the Harman Kardon PA 2000s, and they were secondhand and they were refurbished. And you know what? They're still going to this day. They do have, I think they're 15 years plus old. Anyway, I got into my own little train of thought there. Yeah, but anyway, they're quite old, but they still work. Yeah, they're not as musical as when I first got them, but they still work, and I got them secondhand, refurbished. And sometimes with refurbished stuff, they can actually do a bit more QA, because dealers don't want stuff coming back all the time. So when they get it fixed, they don't want having it to come back regularly. So they'll probably check other components as well. So sometimes refurbished items is not a bad way to go sometimes. I know sometimes that doesn't always work out, but I got 3 Harman Kardon PA 2000 power amps and still have them to this day. I'm still happy with them. Not as musical as when I first got them, but they're still going. And and I'm still using 2 of them. But anyway, look, that's just something to look for. Scuff marks, see how it's being treated, turn it on, and manage your own expectations, and check that, it might last a month, it might last 10 years. But that's the thing when you buy something secondhand from someone, or some hi-fi shops do sell trade-in gear, and some hi-fi people, they have stuff for 2 years and something else comes out and they trade in their old gear, and it still might even have a warranty for a year or 2. So check that out, and it's another way to go. Anyway, enjoy your music, enjoy your movies, and that's it for me, and thanks for watching.